So Jim Nantz called, which was cool. He was calling to put me in a position to tell the story about the Manning brothers' Ultimate Buddies trip to Scotland, a two-part podcast that's obviously available anywhere you listen to podcasts. Included on that trip were people like Eric Church, Taylor Zarzer, John Daly, Joe LaCava, and Jim Nantz, who ended up becoming quite a part of the podcast, which was fun. But at the end of the interview, as Jim Nantz and I were talking, we also segued into kind of a whole spiritual conversation about fatherhood. We're both older dads. We have younger kids. And we talked about mortality, golf, legacy, and sort of a bigger picture that I felt like, is not only a different side of Nance that we don't see very often, but it was something worth sharing. Enjoy.
I'll let you go, but I will tell you said something about introducing it to your kids. So, I have a 6-year-old son, and I'm 63 years old, and he's always loved the game, but this summer it's really taken hold. So this morning, I got up and we're flipping through the dial, and there was a replay of the U.S. junior girls final from this weekend. That's what he wanted to watch. And I thought, you know what? This is good. It's taken hold. He was watching the way they played their shots. And I do find that when I'm playing Pebble or Cypress around here close to home, having a son later in life, the reality is I'm not going to get to have as many years with him as I would like. And you always think about how would you like your kids to remember their dad. And it's dawned on me really recently with his sudden uptick in the interest of golf, that golf's going to be a place where he's going to remember me. He's going to be walking these fairways that I got to walk. I was very fortunate to be able to walk a lot of the great fairways of the world. And someday he's going to get that feeling that this was special to my dad. And my dad walked here at Wingfoot or Marion or any of these number of places that I was just really a fortunate soul to be able to walk. I can feel it, that golf is going to be that thing that carries my relationship with my son on long after I'm gone. Does that make sense?
Well, Jim, I'm 51, my little guy's 5. I've got, and I think there's something about, realizing one's own mortality that I'm such a different dad now than what I would have been in my 20s. My priorities, my awareness.
Yeah.
So for me, I am so hyper focused on every day that I spend with him, and we got Goat Hill Park and what Ashworth has done here, and the playground. It's a 3-hole kids course with 30 yards each, and I take him up to Goat Hill Park. We hit a bucket of balls. He rides the tractor with Ashworth. He wants to go to Goat, and as soon as we're having fun, we'll hit one bucket. He wants to hit another. I go, oh, we'll hit another one tomorrow. I leave him wanting more just because I want to keep baiting and keep, the carrot, just making sure that it's always fun. I'm trying everything I can to make sure that this is positive in every way, shape, or form, and not over coaching. He's got the grip on the club that makes sure it's there, and I don't have to coach him on that. But I can totally relate. One day we got to play together. We'll play come if you're ever in San Diego, bring them down. We'll play the playground with Ashy but I'm so hyper aware, almost too much, right? Like it's so.
I'm with you. It's almost too much thinking about the mortality side of it. But yeah, I know it does overwhelm me in a lot of my thoughts.
Yeah. And my own dad, my own uncle, and and I know your dad, like I can tell.
We are the same spirits, by the way. We are kindred.
Yeah.
There's no question. When I read "Thanks for having me," I thought that is so like that's the way I think. I can't put it on. I can't write it like that, like you can. But freaking genius stuff, I'm telling you.
Well, it was that week, Jim. It was like, and it's not.
You carry it with you all the time, though, Matt. That's who you are.
We're everywhere we go. It's like, oh, hey, and that person did that for me, which led to that person doing that.
It's amazing how it all connected.
Incredible.
That's what I see though. Like I walk around Pebble Beach, I still see Frank Chirkinian here. I can still remember walking around here in the 80s for CBS and seeing, oh, at this hole or this place in front of the lodge. I can still see all those great days. I know it's the nostalgia or a sentimental gene that a lot of people don't have. I have it. You clearly have it. It really directs me in a lot of the things that I do in my world. And I don't know. That's just the way I'm wired. It's the way you're wired.
Yeah, and I think people like Rosa Ford in my life made sure that I never took anything for granted. People
Yeah.
that make sure that, and we're observers, right? So by nature of being in this business and journalists, we get paid to basically observe and then articulate observations. So I think it all ties to that. It's
Yeah.
like
You're wired, your antennas up to be able to observe and then kind of stamp things in your head of what that means and contextualize things.
I think so. And I think it's also our upbringing, right? Making sure we never took things for granted.
Totally.
Our parents led by example, gave us work ethic, gave us, a perspective that of gratitude. I don't know. I think that's probably all the same.
You're the man, Matt. I'm telling you, man. We got to spend some more time together. We got to go play.